Hey you guys, how's it going? Decivye here, and about a week ago Nintendo released the trailer to Paper Mario The Origami King, which I did my analysis on that trailer. Go ahead and check it out. It's somewhere, a few days ago. And here's the thing, you guys. My channel is really small at this point in time, and I'm able to actually respond to your comments and take suggestions and feedbacks. So I went over to that video because someone posted a comment regarding Super Paper Mario, and it seems like he was hurt that I wasn't being honest about Super Paper Mario because I called it a meh game. And look, that's just my opinion, but apparently he thought I was being dishonest. I mean, I don't know how I could be dishonest about my own opinions, but it's my opinion. So that sparked a video idea within my brain cells. I think it would be a good idea to make a video about the Paper Mario series from best to worst. I'm gonna go into detail of what I think of each game and give you guys my honest opinion for each of them. At least this way, you guys will have a better understanding on why I think a certain title was bleh. And don't worry, I will be completely honest about everything I say in this video, and guys, please remember, this is just my opinion, like it even matters. Some people are gonna agree with me, and some people are gonna hate me for this. So please, try to stay as neutral as possible. Be sure to leave some comments below on what you guys think about this video. What are your thoughts on the Paper Mario series? Do you agree? Do you disagree? As it may spark another video idea for me. So your feedbacks are always appreciated. And to the guy who thought I was being snarky in my reply, I really wasn't trying to be. But if that's what you think, sorry for hurting your feelings. Now without further ado, let's get into this. So coming in at number 1, obviously, if you guys have seen my previous video, you guys know that Thousand Year Door is my favorite game of all time. So it's obviously going to go in at number 1. There's a number of reasons to this. Let's dive into each one. First, we have the story. It's not your typical Mario story. Oh, Bowser comes in, kidnaps Peach. Oh, you have to fight Bowser, find Bowser. No, it wasn't like that. It was a completely new, fresh story. It didn't take place in the Mushroom Kingdom. It was in a new island, and I'm okay with that. The idea of the X-Nauts capturing Princess Peach and, taking her hostage, and the idea of using her as a vessel for this Demon Queen, it's great. I love it all, and I love how Bowser is not really the main villain in this story. It was an organization who kidnaps the princess, and that's who we essentially have to fight. But surprise, surprise, spoiler alert, the final boss is obviously the Demon Queen. I don't want to get into too much details for the people who, have not really played the game, but yeah, go ahead and play that game. It's a really, really good story. Second is gameplay, obviously. I love the RPG elements of Paper Mario. It's actually what makes Paper Mario for me. I grew up playing this RPG style, and it really works. Normally, I'm not a fan of turn-based combat systems. There's only a few games that I actually enjoy that hits that spot, and this is just one of them. Everything about this game in terms of the gameplay was flawless in my opinion, from the battle mechanics to the side quest to the story. It was all great, and that's what makes this game unique to me. Another reason is the level design. I love each and every one of the level designs of this game. Each level has a different story to it. You meet new characters, you meet new people. The partner system was obviously great, and that's, why I love the game so much. And yeah, and I love the puzzle solvings here as well, and aside from that, the music was great, and really, it's really hard for me to find a flaw in this game, but I think the part of me is just biased as well. But yeah, I don't want to spend too much time talking about this game because I could talk about it for forever. So we're gonna move on from here. Coming in at number 2, we have the OG Paper Mario. I mean, for obvious reasons, this game is the one that started it all. Let's talk about it a bit. To me, the thing that makes Paper Mario is obviously the RPG elements. And this Mario game, introduced it for me. Like I've mentioned, I love the turn-based battle system. I love when you level up, you get to select BP, FP, or HP, whichever you want to upgrade. This makes you experiment with different builds, and it makes the game more diverse in my opinion. even after you finish this game once, you could go back to it, experiment with a different build, and like this game just started all of it. Really, it just started everything, and I love it. In fact, the only thing that Thousand Year Door had over this game, which is why I put this one in number 2, is just the story. But other than that, really, it's really a close match in my opinion. But yeah, it's really simple. Not too much needs to be said about this game because almost everything, like I said, almost everything is good. It just felt a little bit generic that, you know, Bowser was the main enemy and like it took place in the Mushroom Kingdom and stuff. But, you know, other than that, it's a really solid game with a really solid RPG mechanic that makes the game as good as it is. Coming in at number 3, we have Paper Mario Color Splash. Now this may be the part where people start to question my opinions because they're probably gonna wonder what happened to Super Paper Mario. Why is this your number 3? Don't worry guys, I'll get right into it. The main reason why I'm gonna put this on the number 3 slot is because this is a game that closely resembles the originals. It's far from it, it's still not as good as it, but between the other two games, this is the one that closely resembles the original. First, let's talk about the things I like about this game. Guys, let's be honest here. This game is probably the best looking Paper Mario game out of all of them, honestly. It's an enhanced version of the originals, and I mean, this game just looks beautiful. It took everything from the original Paper Mario and injected it with steroids to give you, boom, Paper Mario Color Splash. I mean, not much has to be said about the way this game looks. It just looks really good, it looks really clean. And if the mechanics of this game were to be similar to Thousand Year Door or the original one, and it had a decent story or a good story, then this game probably would have been at number 1. The battle system was a real pain, however, at least the battle was not pointless. The more you fought these bad guys or creatures or whatever enemies, at least they dropped things to increase your paint. So there was something worth battling for in this Paper Mario game. Now let's get into the issues with this game because, my god, there's a number. First of all, the battle system. Though we've returned to the turn-based style of the original Paper Mario games, the battle system here is still far from it. They removed some of the best aspects of the Thousand Year Door, which was obviously the crowd system, the ability to use special power, the ability to use whatever moves you had in your arsenal. I mean, it's just a shame because like, it is turn-based, but like, a lot of the elements that the originals had are no longer present in the battle system of this game. It just felt dead to me. And the battle mechanics weren't all that easy as well. It was actually a chore to go through an entire battle. The only thing that made up for it is literally, you know, the hammer points or the paint points you get at the end of it. Not to mention the removal of partners. Where are the partners? The partner system was like probably one of the best things about the OG Paper Marios. I mean, where is it? It's nowhere to be found. Nintendo removed it completely. Nada. Blah. And is anyone else pissed off that Nintendo just casually announced the Color Splash game as if it was just nothing? Like, as if it was just like, you know, some... I don't know. That really pissed me off. But yeah, despite all that, I mean, at least it looks really good and it somewhat resembles the first two games. Kind of. Oh yeah, and I forgot about the world not being open anymore. That's a bummer. I do not like that idea, Nintendo, and I hope it doesn't come back for Origami King. But yeah, so yeah. Anyway, number 3, Color Splash, simply because it was the closest one to the OGs. Coming in at number 4, finally, is Super Paper Mario. I know, a lot of people are probably gonna hate me for this. But try to keep an open mind as I explain the reasons as to why this game is at number 4. Let's start off with the things I like about this game. This game has probably the best story out of all the Paper Marios. I'm gonna give it that. This game has the best story out of all of them. All of them! All of them! And if this game probably stuck to the original gameplays, then this would probably be at number 1 because of that superb story. Next we have the partner system. The partner system at least is still in the game, and it introduces like interesting characters with interesting, you know, abilities, and it helps bring back that sensation like, oh yeah, this is a Paper Mario game. The partners are here. And you meet a bunch of interesting characters, and like I said, you know, they have different backgrounds and stories as well, which is what I love, and it makes the game unique and awesome. And that's pretty much the end of it. Sorry you guys, but yeah, those were the only 2 things I liked about the game. But now let's go ahead and dive into why this is at number 4 and why it's so low on this list. I mean, first off, they changed the whole gameplay the game mechanics of this game. It doesn't feel like a Paper Mario game, to be honest. The game went from a 3D open world to a 2D side scroller with like 3D cute 3D gameplay mechanics as well, you know, where you had to switch between dimensions and all. But the game just pretty much felt like you need to get from point A to point B, and it felt more of a platformer game than a standard RPG game that the original Paper Mario was. This is not necessarily a bad thing, but the thing is, you guys, Paper Mario was already established as an RPG, and majority of the fan base has grown into that. They enjoyed Paper Mario being an RPG, and there are a number of people who were disappointed when it transitioned to this type of gameplay. The game would actually be fine if it wasn't called Super Paper Mario or didn't have the Paper Mario title to it. This could have been another, you know, 3D Mario with a good story, and it would have been great. We would have been okay with that. But the thing is, they slapped on the Paper Mario title, and a lot of the original fans weren't too happy about this. I know that there are fans that like still enjoyed it, and then they were like, yeah, this is a good Paper Mario game. It is an upgrade over the originals. But there are also fans like me who think otherwise. I don't know. I think the best way to explain this is Pokemon. I think Pokemon's a good example. So you start off with Pokemon Red, Green, and Blue, right? You fell in love with the game. It was a great game. And then you got to Johto, the Crystal series, and Gold and Silver, and it was even better. It was an upgrade over the originals. But what happens if the 3rd game comes out and they completely change the mechanics? Like, they change how the battle system was, they change how the way the game was played, and that would really raise a question to a lot of the Pokemon fans, and they might react negatively to it. I don't know, that's pretty much like the best way that I can describe this feeling, or describe the Super Paper Mario game in a nutshell. Like, they change it to the point where it does not feel like a Paper Mario game, essentially. Yeah, like I said, like, the title, yeah, it does not fit Paper Mario. Like, if you're going to change up the gameplay, at least change up the name as well. Change up the graphic system. You know, dude, I don't know, don't make it Paper Mario's, you know, Paper Mario, and we want the originals. So yeah, if you sum everything up, I mean, the best way I can describe this game is the same thing I'm gonna say. Bah. I hope that doesn't offend too many of you guys, because I know that there are a lot of Super Paper Mario fans out there who think the game is really, really good, and I respect your opinion, but to me, yeah, this just doesn't feel like a Paper Mario title. And I could also understand it for some fans who actually had this as their first Paper Mario, so to them, this might be the OG, and they're okay with that, and that's why they enjoy the game, probably, I'm guessing. I don't know, assumptions, it's not really, you know, a fact, but this could be a factor in it. Like, they enjoy the game because it's their first Paper Mario experience, and they really enjoy the story, so it's kind of like, you know, instilled in their head that this is how Paper Mario should be. But that's just an opinion. But Super Paper Mario was not a bad game, it just didn't feel like a Paper Mario game, if you know what I mean. By no means is this game terrible or bad. It's actually a good game, it just doesn't fit the name Paper Mario. And about the Pokemon reference, the 3rd game of Pokemon was not actually bad, I was just using it as an example. The Hoenn region was actually really good, and they stuck to the originals, and yeah, it was great. Now coming in at number 5, the last and certainly not the least, Paper Mario Sticker Stars. So there you guys have it, Paper Mario from best to worst in my opinion. Everyone's gonna have different opinions on this. They could have different orders, they can agree with me, they can disagree with me. What matters is we respect each other's opinions about this game, and we don't, you know, flame each other for liking a certain title. So I want to know what you guys think. What are your favorite Paper Mario games? What are your least favorite Paper Mario games? Leave your comments down in the comment section below. It could give me a new idea for a new video as well. I always appreciate comments in the comment section and feedbacks on what you guys are thinking on how this video went. If you guys did enjoy this, don't forget to leave a like, and if you guys have not already, subscribe and join the colony. Once again, you guys, take care, and we'll catch you in the next video.